Hi, I'm Ville Saarikalle from Nordic Business Forum. Together with our customers, we have realized the great importance of taking notes at seminars. That's why we have done a few interesting interviews where real note-taking professionals reveal their secrets to effective note-taking. Enjoy!
Well, the first thing you do is you study the event and the subject and prepare your mind for what you're going to learn. There is a basic key to learning, and it's called learning in anticipation, or thinking about what you might learn before you go. So get as much information about the event so that your mind is right, it's prepared to learn.
I have a habit of taking 2 or 3 problems or decisions that I'm currently working with to the seminar. I choose them beforehand, and then I hope that I come back with answers and decisions. Even if you don't prepare for a seminar, you might get a lot out of it. But if you have the energy to prepare for the seminar, to sleep well and think some major things in your life at the moment, some problems, some decisions, some things that mean something to you, and take them consciously with you to the seminar and search for answers, search for guidance, I believe that the result is very different. You might find much more out of the seminar than you never believed before. It's very important to write what the speaker says, of course, and I do also that. But maybe even more important is to write down your own thoughts, the ideas that come up to your mind while you listen to the speaker. And it's also very important to write down the ideas you don't like. For example, if you disagree with the speaker, be very certain that you write down what he says. And even if you don't understand, write down what the speaker says. And when you have some reactions in your mind about that, write that down also. And something very strange starts to happen in your brain.
I think there is 2 ways of taking notes. The one way is mainly copy the main points and stories and stuff like that to your own notes. And the other one is going with your own associations. And I think the combination of these 2 is the most interesting for me. I try to understand that how the presenter is thinking about the thing, try to really learn the concept of thinking, because I think that moves me forward. But on the other hand, there comes a point when I get the idea that how can I combine this to my own world, or it could be some association that starts from a line or a word or a concept that comes to mind that, okay, that leads me to some other path, and I think that's fine too. When I coach myself, I encourage people to do both of these. I mean, sometimes it's important to just write stuff down, even if you don't know how you're going to use them afterwards. Because sometimes it is that only a couple of days after, or months, or years after, when you come back to your notes, you understand, okay, this is it. One of my friends told me that half of the responsibility to get something out of seminar is on you. So it's kind of like saying that if you say that it was a crap seminar, that I didn't get anything out of it, it's like saying that you didn't work enough. Because the presentation or show could be bad, but still you can get something out of it. If you write something down or look at it from a larger perspective. And that's why I think it's kind of weird that people don't take notes.
If you do not take notes at a seminar, you will forget 90% of what you learned by the time you get back to your car. If you do take notes, you'll only forget 80% of what you learned when you get back to your car. But what they've discovered in years of research is that the people who take notes learn the most from a seminar, not because of the notes they take, but because they review their notes afterwards. And this is where the learning takes place.
Usually quite fast, usually during the same evening or night, but I think there is a very important 48-hour time window there to actually get it, because sometimes even if you take lots of notes, some of the notes are like you remember what the presenter said, you remember your own feelings about it, then you write something down, but it doesn't quite capture the thing that was on there. So it's very important to go back to the notes and fill in the missing pieces. And also, I believe that in order to learn really something, it's very important during the next couple of days to inform or teach the stuff that you have learned or observed to someone else. And that also gives you the idea that what is missing. If you try to teach or tell it to someone, you suddenly realize that there are holes in your knowledge, that okay, maybe I didn't get this part, and then you can go back and search through that.
Now, I have taught people, thousands of people, on what I call super learning, how to learn a lot and remember a lot. And here's the rule, is you review your notes at the end of the day after the seminar. Just go through them quickly. It takes not more than 5 or 10 minutes, even for a full day seminar. Then you review your notes the next day, the next week, 2 weeks later, and 1 month later. If you do 1 note taking and 5 reviews, you will actually remember 90% of the important ideas in that seminar. So everything is in reviewing your notes at intervals, spaced out a day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month.
Well, I'm not the kind of person who makes it an absolute must to read the notes again every week or every month until I retire or something. But I use the notes in a different way. When I need to make a difficult decision or when I'm working with a difficult problem, I very often browse through my old notes, the notes that I've made maybe several years ago. And when I've done that, for example, for 15 minutes, I notice that I find something that helps me.
The way that you get things into action is you make notes, and what I do is I put an exclamation point next to a point, or I'll write the word idea or action idea. And then you have to have the discipline to take action on at least one idea after a seminar and do it immediately.
During the session, I usually have in my notebook one page where I put stuff that do this, do this, do this. I don't always do them all, because during a seminar there are lots of action points that I get, and we have a limited amount of energy, so you possibly cannot do everything, but the most important stuff you can do. So go back afterwards to that list and check it out, that okay, I'm going to do this and this, and then I'm going to leave later on. And I still do that for like a couple of days ago, I went through the notebooks that I filled in 2004. And I went through 2 notebooks, and it was quite fun to actually do that, because there were some stuff that I've forgotten, and there were some ideas that I noticed that okay, this was the idea, there I got it, and now it's reality. So that's fun too.